Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. We're taking a look at both charts. The price of Bitcoin has moved up and we're going to take a look at various momentum indicators in this video to determine in which direction Bitcoin could be heading next. And also we're going to take a look at the Cardano chart, and both moving very much together, both roughly 5% to the upside at the moment. What is very interesting to see is that Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum at the moment, and that was my thought. And we can take a look at that as well, because Bitcoin was lagging a little bit behind Ethereum. So it has only now just caught up really on the moves of the last few days for Ethereum, and therefore probably outperforming Ethereum at the moment a little bit. And to be honest, look at the top 10 here. Many other altcoins are actually moving less than Bitcoin. However, with the exception, of course, of Solana doing well at the moment and Terra Luna, and Cardano moving with Bitcoin, whereas the other ones like BNB, XRP are quite weak actually. Polkadot even losing out. Very interesting, yeah. But we talked about Polkadot's weakness in the chart, and the bear market isn't over yet, or the correction. But generally, most cryptos actually below 5%. Very interesting, while Bitcoin is moving ahead. And this move here that we have seen in the last few hours to the upside is really coming from Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at where we're coming from. My view is still here that we are in this correction, and we're going to go into this yellow target area primarily. That is my primary expectation for Bitcoin. We're coming here from this larger wave one, a wave one top that we made in April as per the Elliott Wave method, the first impulsive wave to the upside. Then we are now in this wave two, which would end in this yellow target box. Within this wave two, you have an ABC correction. In my view, we are currently here in this C wave, and again, a C wave itself has 5 waves, and we are currently probably still here in this 4th wave. Maybe we are already in the 5th wave. That remains to be seen. We need to decide. We need to see what the market is doing next, because Bitcoin did go all the way exactly to that critical resistance level that we talked about, the 41.5K level. We talked about this being such an important level, and you can see how well respected this level is, 41.5K, because there is the option that this wave 4 here is already over, and that we have obviously started this downtrend with a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and that wave 5 could go all the way down in the target area. So the last sell-off wave would come imminently after this move up is finished. Now, very interestingly, what the wave 4 is doing here, and I told you that there is room for a move to 41.5K, and you can see how exactly the price is really respecting this resistance. But if it goes just a little bit above 41.5K, this move will be invalidated. There are clear rules, and the wave 4 cannot get into the wave 1 area. It hasn't done that yet. It has not come into the wave 1 area yet. You can see that, not there yet. But if it does, then this move would not be possible like that anymore. For now, it remains my primary expectation that this here is still the wave 4, and we are heading in a wave 5. And zooming out, this looks now beautiful, in a very beautiful way, like a wave 4. Because what is a wave 4 in a sense? In a sense, a wave 4 is all it is. It is a corrective wave, and a corrective wave, a wave 4, consists of a wave A, a wave B, and a wave C. So this looks perfectly like a 3-wave structure at the moment, at least, at the moment. Very similar what we did in this wave 4 here, and also here you did your wave A, B, C, okay? So it looks at the moment really like a corrective wave. And I talked in a previous video about the similarity of this structure here and this structure. This is a shorter degree wave, a smaller degree wave than this wave 4, but in effect they run in a similar ways, don't they? And very interesting also that descending broadening wedge that we talked about in the last few videos that eventually did break out to the upside, so it also hit the target area, even went a little bit above it, because for this descending broadening wedge, the beginning of the wedge is the target, and that was 40.6K, but we've moved obviously slightly above that now. But good to see that that was working out as well, because we talked about the descending broadening wedge about being a bullish pattern. But now Bitcoin really at this decision point. And as I said, if it moves above that, this scenario here would not be possible anymore. This immediate sell-off, well, we can still talk about a sell-off then into the target area, but this orange 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern here is then invalidated. What would then happen is that we probably come up once more here, and this wave 4 peak will be somewhere else. Yeah, it could be that this wave 4 isn't over yet actually. Yeah, so that is then what we have to expect. And if we break above 46.5k, then this wave 4 is gone. Yeah, then the wave count was wrong, and we have to assume that we are going to see a larger wave B, which could take us to 55 to 65k. Okay, but because we're not there yet, that is not my primary expectation. My primary expectation remains that we're going into the area between 20 and 29k. So, and at the moment it's looking good. At the moment the price is doing what it has to do, what it needs to do, what it has been expected to do. So a 1, 2, 3, 4 and the 5 down. So that means imminently the bears need to step in now if this scenario is supposed to happen, which I hope it will, and which I think it will at the moment, at least primarily. That would be my expectation here. Now, however, how likely is it that Bitcoin is going to break those 41.5k? Let's take a look. So if we start here with the short time frame, we can see that on the RSI, Bitcoin is massively overbought now. That happened the last time here. After that, the price can still go up. Yeah, the price can still go up, but we could see a period now of sideways consolidation. The price could then still go up a little bit further. What you will then see here, like last time, probably beginning of February, you see a bit of a bearish divergence, and then eventually price is going to come down. There is a potential that it moves up a little bit higher. Yes, certainly. And also that would be supported by the indicators. The 4-hour chart is not overbought yet. Yeah, and the daily chart anyway, not yet. So the daily has just only moved into the bullish range on the RSI, only just above 50. And what we can see on the daily MACD is probably, if it can hold that level and maybe move a little bit higher, then we're going to see a buy signal here on the daily MACD, and that will probably push the price quite a bit higher. Absolutely, last time that happened, it moved the price from around 33k to 45, 46k. So that can give the price a lot of fuel here to move higher, absolutely. And we could get a higher high and a higher low. So it's not unlikely that the 41.5 break. It is not unlikely. But what I really want to take a look as well are here a few other indicators. So we want to take a look at the ADX, the average direction index, ADX and DI. Very important momentum indicator as well. Now this one gives a bit of a different picture. It still shows on the daily here as a short signal for Bitcoin. You can see the red line that is still above the green line, and as long as that is the case, that is a bearish signal. Only when we cross bullish here, only then it would give us a buy signal for now. Okay, so this one actually still shows bearishness. Yeah. On the 8-hour chart, however, and that is important, on the 8-hour, which is quite a relevant chart for crypto as well, it has already crossed bullish. So this is the shorter time frame, so giving us a long signal. And here the MACD has also on the 8-hour chart actually created a bullish crossover. Okay, so these rather shorter time frames actually support further price increases, and they often translate over into the daily, which means that we're probably going to see this in the next few days play out. Now, already buy signals on the 8-hour chart, so the daily can move into that direction. So also the ADX here would support that, would support rising prices. Not on the daily time frame yet, but we're heading in that direction, because you saw it already on the 4-hour chart. This is the 4-hour where we have this buy signal on the ADX indicator already. We had it already. And yeah, the 8 hours now you see it as well. On the daily, it's still not happening, but the green line is getting closer to the red line. Okay, so yeah, that is not a bad sign. What I also want to take a look at is just sort of the volume. What is actually the volume doing? And to do that, an indicator I like to use is the on balance volume. Yeah, that just shows sort of the momentum of the volume. And we can see that it has been dropping actually since October, since pretty much that correction started. You see that. Let me make that a bit larger on the daily chart. The OBV, on balance volume, has been dropping, and then there was a clear low in here on the 22nd of January. That was a very clear low for the OBV, for the on-balance volume, and since then it has been going up a higher low here, and it continues to go up, so that doesn't look bad. If you zoom out though, it is still looking just as a sideways move, but it has been increasing for the first time pretty much since October 21, but we are still not yet at the level that we were back then, yeah, because it has been dropping so much. We're pretty much only at the moment at the level of maybe September 21. All right, so it's a bit too early to be very euphoric about it, but we can see a first good sign that the OBV is rising here, which could indicate that investors believe that the low could already have been in and could drive prices higher in the next few days. So overall, from my point of view, it does not look unrealistic that the 41.5k gets broken. Of course, as always with any resistance or support line, it is resistance until it's broken. So nobody can really accurately predict if a certain resistance line is going to be broken and when it's going to be broken. But I think the chances are there that it is going to break this level. The indicators certainly show upside potential here for Bitcoin, yeah. But as I said, it is still resistance until it's broken, yeah. So the primary expectation remains the primary expectation here on my chart, that we are going to go down here in this sell-off scenario into the yellow target area imminently, yeah, until 41.5k is broken. But even if 41.5k is broken, it would just extend all of this. Then the next resistance is 46.5k, and only if the 46.5k is broken, this scenario that this could be a wave 4 is invalidated, and then we talk about a larger wave B, which could be another fake out for the bulls, right? So a lot of people will then get super bullish, and I don't think this would support new all-time highs. But we're still far away from that. Yeah, we're still far away from that. We're currently still here in my primary scenario that we are seeing here, this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What would I do now? What would I do if we go into this wave B scenario and break above 46.5k? Well, I would probably take profits around 55 and 65k, yeah, because I have been dollar cost averaging at the current levels. That is all part of the strategy to be safe, you know, for and prepared for different scenarios. I have been dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin below 40k, so my buy order I think was just below 40k. My buy order triggered a few times. And yeah, I'm happy with that, you know, and I'm going to take profits of that. Not only Bitcoin, other buy orders triggered, of course. I'm going to take profits when Bitcoin is moving into these spheres. Of course, I'll keep you updated, and certainly channel members will know about this first. Let's take a look at Cardano, because Cardano is also moving up in line with Bitcoin at the moment. Cardano has moved above the 92-cent line. That was a very important support here. That previous low from the 22nd of January. It is, I think, now currently, you can see that on the 8-hour chart here, and maybe even better on the 1-hour chart. It is currently retesting that 92-cent line as support. Previously, it was here resistance in the last few days. So I just add that line in here. You can see the red line, and that was the support line here on the 22nd of January. Then we dropped below it, retested, dropped even lower, and now have made it above it again. We have also in the same instance moved out of this descending triangle. That is quite bullish, but what I'm missing here for Cardano is the volume. And again, to take a look at that in a bit more detail, we can take a look at this on balance volume for Cardano. And I shouldn't take a look at the 1-hour chart. No, I should take a look at the daily. Let's go and take a look on the daily chart. And if I zoom in here a little bit, make that a little bit larger, we can see that it has not increased significantly. It's rather sideways movement. And that indicates to me that for Cardano here in January, February, it hasn't moved up. Yeah, for Bitcoin, you already see a slight move up in the on-balance volume. Now for Cardano, you can't see it. There was a peak here from July into September. Since then, it has been dropping, and we cannot yet see a lower high here or anything, which means the volume overall is dropping, which indicates to me that the investors don't believe that the low is in yet. That's also what I believe. The low isn't in yet. Certainly, if Bitcoin moves a bit higher, and should one of these alternative scenarios play out that I mentioned, for Bitcoin, then yeah, Cardano could move a little bit higher as well, certainly, but I think not to new all-time highs, and I think the market expects Cardano to go into my price area here, or at least close to it, around 55 cents down to 30 cents. I think this is what the market is expecting. These are key Fibonacci levels that are sitting down here. And yeah, you can't see a shift in the OBV yet, which means there is no increasing investment going in, no additional volume coming in. But generally, Cardano is getting more and more bullish. Generally, the fundamentals. We have recently seen that Cardano now ranks higher and higher due to the transaction volume. It has surpassed Ethereum and Litecoin in 24-hour transaction volume, which is certainly very, very interesting. That came out very recently, it attracts more and more money as well. And now we've got the Cardano Ethereum bridge also in the testnet, and that also will drive more and more traffic to Cardano. So in the background, the development is carrying on, going on, and I think Cardano will get its moment again, but it first needs to complete that long correction that we've been in for a while now. Yeah, that's my view here on Bitcoin and Cardano. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And as always, if you really like the content, maybe check out the channel membership. You can do so on my website or here on YouTube. And for both, you can find the links in the description, and that gives you access to the Telegram live chat, the Discord server, and a weekly live stream. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.